We're recording here. Okay, great. Okay, and then just as a reminder with this class, making sure that you move at your own pace, um, especially once we start to get into some of the visual and vestibular work, just being mindful that if you get dizzy, your eyes start to itch, your eyes start to get watery, that is all totally okay. It just means that you've met your edge. So meeting your edge is fine, and then back off. You can shut the eyes, grab some water, anything that helps you kind of reset. Okay, let's get going. Point this down a little bit. Okay, so I'll have you come to a grounded position of some sort, seated or standing. I'm going to scoot in a little bit. All right. And then just as another reminder, if it is safe for you to do so, feel free to take off your socks and shoes. I know as we get into the colder months, people will be more bundled up. So take care of yourself, but if it feels good to slip the shoes off, go for it. All right, we'll close the eyes. We'll settle into the body. Just starting by noticing your breath. Seeing if you can bring your breath into nasal breathing, so keeping the mouth closed, just breathing through your nose. And inviting that breath to go as low as it can go, into your low belly, down into your feet, down into your sit bones. And then just noticing the contacts that your body has beneath you or around you of some sort. So whether that's with your feet on the ground or your sit bones on your chair, or maybe even your back leaning against your chair, and just kind of feeling the support of the chair, of the floor, of gravity, and finding that connection to the ground. I'll have you set your intention for class today. And on your next exhale, we'll open the eyes. Good. We're going to start opening the arms back up behind us, spreading the fingers if you can, like you're about to give someone a big hug. And then you're going to give yourself a big hug. So crossing the arms over the chest. Just going to have you find a roll down, just going halfway down. So just burying your head between your arms, rounding your upper back, breathing into that area in between your shoulder blades. Inhale to open, lifting, spreading everything. And then exhale, switch the direction of your arms, give yourself a hug, and find a half roll down. Inhale to open, and exhale, close. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Yeah, and just keep moving through this at your own pace. But I want you to be mindful of when you start that, when you come into that half roll down, I want that, hi Bunny, I want that to be really active. So I want your upper abdominals, this is like your seated crunch, your seated abdominal curl. I want your abdominals trying to pull your nose towards your chest as much as you can. So we don't let gravity do the work for us, we make that active. Good, just one more here. Inhale to open and exhale, close. Okay, so you have an option here to either cross the arms over the chest, or we're gonna bring both arms over the head, grabbing your elbows. Yeah, so either one, we're gonna bring that right into a side bend with a roll down. So you're gonna side bend to the left, start to roll down towards the ground, drawing a big circle with your body, through the center, and then up on the other side. Pause in the center, side bending to the right, rolling down through the center, and then up on the left. And when you come to the top, I want you to lift your whole chest and your whole heart up to the ceiling, look up, and then side bend and roll down. Pausing at the center, lifting everything to the sky. Side bend and roll. So you're going to inhale when you get to the top, looking up, and exhale to roll through. Inhale at the top and exhale, roll through. And start to see if you can make that more of a swoop. So your body is doing kind of this fast swoop down and then up. There we go. Down and then up. We'll do one more here. Down and then up. Awesome. We'll bring the arms behind you, trying to touch the palms together or interlacing the fingers. And you're going to pull your arms down and towards the floor. I'm going to have you tilt your head to the left and then tilt your head to the right. And just going back and forth with your head, noticing how the neck is feeling today. Yeah. And then we'll release the hands and we'll shake it out. Okay. Coming into some tapping and some humming. So I'll have you find those gentle taps in the area just under your collarbone. Let's add a hum. I'm going to skip the hum for myself because my voice is still recovering from losing it. But remember, as you hum, you're going all the way to the end of your exhale. You're trying to inhale just through your nose. And then you're finding a hum again. You can hum a different note with each one you do. You can hum a song. And I want you to keep humming. Find that tap or that stroke or that grab going down the outside of the arm and up the inside of the arm. Remember to get your chest, your armpit area. Let's do that a few times on this side. Down the outside and up the inside. When you do a few times on that side, getting your chest, maybe banging your chest with an open hand or fist like your gorilla, and then we'll go right into the other side. You can take a break with the humming, just focusing on the tapping now. Just noticing how your body is feeling, your shoulders, your arms, your neck. Just kind of taking inventory right now as we do this body tap. Okay. We'll get the low back. Remember to be on the gentle side here. This is where our kidneys are. Tapping the sides of the body along the belly and the rib cage. And then we're going to bring hands to the face. And I just want you to, almost as if you were putting lotion on your face. And if you don't feel comfortable doing this with COVID, you could use the back of your hand or you could just stay on your ears. But if you feel comfortable, you're going to pretend like you're putting lotion on your face. So you're stroking your face kind of from the center of your face out to the side. There's no wrong way to do this. We're just stimulating the skin, stimulating 4 branches of your what we call your trigeminal nerve. It's your 5th cranial nerve. Just bringing more sensory input into your face, into your brain. Yeah, rubbing all around. And then we're going to bring that right into our really lovely head scratch all the way around the hairline. I'm going to change this just a little bit today. If you have the ability to grab your hair, whether you've got long or short hair, I want you to grab your hairs all the way around your head. So you grab, you pull, and then you move to a new spot. It's kind of quick, almost as if you were shampooing your head maybe, but with a little bit more of a hair grab. If it's hard for you to grab, you can stay with the rub, or you can even use your fists to grab your knuckles to grab your hair. And you're just kind of moving it all around. Again, just a different kind of stimulation than we normally do. And now that our hair is all out of whack, we'll come down to the legs. I'm going to have you find that tap moving down the outside of the legs, giving the feet a little bit of love if you're able to, and then coming up the inside of the leg. Doing that a few times. If you need to stay with just the upper legs, that's totally fine. Giving the body a full wake up. I can tell I've missed a couple weeks of doing this. This feels a little bit more intense for me than it normally does. Okay, good. Coming all the way back up, let's give the belly a little bit of love. So finding, let's see, a clockwise direction, belly rub, just moving the hands in a circle. I've been encouraging you for a while where if you feel like you could start to press a little bit more, if you've been doing this with me for a while, and you feel like you can start to kind of hold and poke and press more, and just notice if you've got any sensitive areas, holding it, taking a nice deep breath into that. If you've got sensitive areas around the ribs, or maybe low, closer to your pubic bone. Noticing if your stomach makes any sounds as you do this, that's usually a really, really good sign that we're helping out our digestion, we're getting things moving in there. Okay, good. So I'm gonna have you push your arms towards me, giving me the stop sign signal. And then you're just gonna start to find a figure 8 with your wrists. If you're able to open your hands as you do that and spread the fingers, then go for it. Otherwise, you're just doing a figure 8 just from the wrist. The whole arm doesn't have to move, although that's where we're going. Good. Okay, and then fingers up, give me the stop sign signal again. Really pull your fingers back or your knuckles back, whatever you can manage there. And then point your fingers down and try to make a fist. Fingers up and spread, or just wrists up. Fingers down and make a fist. Up and spread and down. I want you to keep going with that. If it's harder for you to get the wrist going, instead of having fingers going up and down, you could have fingers and hands going to the side. That might be more accessible for some people. So whatever is available to you. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right, well, I'll have you make goalpost arms. We'll work a little bit with some elbow mobility. Let's start with a external and internal rotation. So pointing the fingers down and then up. I'm gonna have you alternate. So one arm goes up while the other arm goes down. So your arms kind of make the letter Z. Yeah. And then can we start to bring a side bend into that? So you're gonna side bend towards the hand that's up. So the hand that's up, I want you to side bend toward, there you go, Lori. Yeah, side bend towards the hand that's up. And then I want you to start to turn your head and look at the hand that's up. So now we're getting the neck involved with the side bend, with the shoulders moving. Kind of doing a scarecrow dance here. Just do a couple more. Okay, good. And then let that go. Shake the arms out. You can shake the upper body out or the legs out if you're standing. Okay. So coming more, we're gonna go from hips to spine. So moving around here. Hands can be on your hips or on your lap. And I just want you to start, you're gonna try to hold a flat or like a neutral spine, and you're gonna circle, holding that neutral and flat spine, you're gonna circle your body around your hips, around your sit bones. So moving the whole body in one flat piece, You might have to either scoot forward out of your chair or just skip the back part of the circle if that's not there for you. Yeah. And if you're standing, for those of you that are standing, I'm going to have you do this movement more from your hips. So circling the hips around the feet. And just noticing if you feel any restriction, no matter what variation you're doing. Everyone go ahead and switch directions. Yeah, or noticing if it's easier to lean one way than it is to lean the other way. Okay, good. Now I'm going to have you pause and put your hands a little bit higher. So now we're just isolating more of the spine. So putting your hands right under your rib cage. Okay. And now I just want you to do this from your rib cage. This may or may not be super accessible. The movement might look like you're moving just a couple of centimeters in each direction. You can tell that my movement got much smaller. And I'm still finding this hula hoop circle of just my rib cage now, trying to move my rib cage around my hips. So almost as if I were belly dancing. Standing athletes are going to be doing the same thing. You're trying to keep the hips really steady and you're just moving your ribs. And then go ahead and switch directions. So we're working on some rib translation, some thoracic, meaning your rib cage, flexion and extension here. I'm just kind of moving through that. Awesome. Okay, good. We'll bring both arms all the way up to the ceiling. Palms can touch if you're able to. And take a roll, nice articulating roll down towards the floor. Remember to make this active. Don't let gravity do the work for you. Pause when you get to the bottom. Take an inhale and then exhale to bring yourself back up. Remember, don't let gravity do the work for you. Inhale at the top and exhale, dive down. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, roll up. Okay, good. Hold at the top. I'm going to have you, if you can, pull your right wrist. For those that are doing a cross version, if you would just like to kind of pull that arm across your body, if going overhead is too much, you're going to take a side bend to your left, pulling that right wrist or right arm. Yeah, and then switching, pulling the left wrist, side bend to the right, or pulling your arm across your body. Side bend left, and side bend right. Let's do one more each side. To the left and to the right. All right. Great. Let's give the feet and the lower legs a little bit of love, and then we'll jump into things. So for those of you that have access to your feet, I'm going to have you find, actually maybe I'll face you this way, the finger and toe weaving your fingers in between your toes. If that's not there for you, you could rub the top of your feet and or the bottom of your feet. If that's not there for you, you can give your lower leg a rub. So remember, I want you rubbing going from the ankle up to the knee. I like to use my knuckles because it's a little bit easier. Fists, knuckles, open hands. If this is also hard for you to reach, then you're just going to be finding a massage from the knee to the hip. And again, I kind of like to use my fists here just to bring some blood flow into that area, to push the fluids, especially the stagnant fluids in the lower leg, back up to the heart. We call the calves our second heart. For folks that can walk, when they walk, the calves help pump that blood, that fluid, that lymph back up to the heart. So for folks that aren't able to walk, we can still help that fluid move by doing this kind of stuff, by manually moving it, by having someone pump our calves for us. Anything to get some of that fluid up and out of the lower legs is always going to be helpful, whether or not you have sensation there. Let's go ahead and switch sides. And then you're just, as you do this, you're also just noticing the quality of the tissue there, whether you're on upper leg, lower leg, or foot. You're noticing if that tissue feels stiff, if it feels supple, if it's squishy, if it's hard. Does it feel inflamed or swollen? Maybe one side is more tender than the other, or one side is more swollen than the other. Maybe spend a little bit of extra time on that side. This is all really good stuff to bring into an everyday routine, maybe when you wake up in the morning, on your lunch break, or before you go to bed at night. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and relax. I'll have you grab your letter ball or your letter ball object of some sort, rag or rolled up pair of socks. Okay. For those of you that have been playing with me for a while, I'm going to have you go right into letter ball. Remember that this past month or so, I've been adding in the challenge of, for those of you that are able to see the ball, I've been adding in the challenge of, as you throw it or move it around you, try to track a letter on the ball the whole time. So that might mean that as the ball spins in the air or spins in your hand, that you see 3 or 4 letters or numbers. And that's fine. It's just a little bit harder for your eyes to track. So it's just adding in. I see a dog who's very interested in one of the tennis balls. That's really fun. Fine, you got some competition there. So just adding a spin if you're able to. Okay, for folks that are maybe new today, actually I do see a couple of new names. I'm just going to remind you how to play this game. So holding the ball into your chest, you're going to move the ball away from you. You quickly look at the ball and you name the first letter or number that you see, and then you pull it back into your chest. Move the ball away, quickly look at it, name the first letter or number you see, and pull it into your chest. And you're just trying to move that ball around you in as many directions as you can. Behind you, up, down. Notice if you're avoiding some areas. Yeah, and just moving it in all of the ways. You could bounce it on the floor. You could bounce it off of a wall. You could make it quick. Maybe trying to, even if you're not throwing it, trying to move it around you as quick as you can and keeping your eyes on a letter or a number. Remember, if you get dizzy, back off. I'm gonna watch people here for a sec. Oh, that is too cute with the dog. Yeah, and for folks who are blind or visually impaired, you're doing the same thing, but you're going to be turning your whole neck, head, and body towards the ball. Yeah, Lori, that looks good. Okay, just do a couple more throws there. And then I'll have you take a break. We didn't do a check, recheck today, but that's okay. We'll just do one kind of near the end of class. So I'm going to have you hold the ball, one hand or two hand, whatever you're able to do. And you're going to reach that ball behind you to your left. So go ahead and rotate to the left. I want your head and your eyes and everything looking over at that ball. You're going to lift the ball up over your head. You're going to tap it either to your right knee or your right ankle, if you can go all the way down to the ground. And then you're going to bring it up overhead and come back to that rotated position to your left. That's it. That's it. Bring it up and overhead. Tap it to the opposite knee or ankle. Up, overhead, rotate behind you. And I just want you to keep moving back and forth from that. You're keeping your eyes or your nose fixed on a certain point on that ball the whole time. So this is something called gaze stabilization. So you're having to look at this thing. Yeah, Julie, that's good. That's good. As you move it around you, again, if you get dizzy, go ahead and take a break. Okay, and then go and relax, and we'll switch sides. So balls in your right hand, or if you need both hands, that's okay too. Rotating, let me make sure I'm getting this right. Rotating to your right, and the eyes and nose pointing towards the ball. Bring that ball up and overhead. Remember, it stays in that right hand the whole time. As you tap your opposite knee or ankle up overhead to rotate. So you're kind of drawing this big diagonal rainbow over your body. Can you inhale as the ball lifts up and exhale as it lowers? Inhale up and exhale as it lowers. I'm just gonna watch people here, make sure. Yeah. Lori, I'm not sure if you were trying to say something to me, but you're muted if you were. Okay, you're still muted, but if you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself. That might have not been directed at me. Okay, good. Everyone go ahead and take a break. Yeah. You place the ball down. Okay, we're gonna open the arms again like you're about to give somebody a big hug. Find a full reach forward as your back pushes back. So you're rounding your upper back, and I'm reaching my hands forward. Yeah. Inhale to open the chest as the arms pull back behind you. Exhale, round just the upper back, reaching forward. Inhale to open, and exhale, close. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Good, now arms go straight up, flatten your back. If straight up is hard, we can have the arms out to the side at shoulder height. You're gonna lean forward with a flat back, as flat as you can. If you need one or both hands supporting you here, you can bring your hands down to your lap. And then you're gonna pull yourself upright. So for my standing athletes, you're doing a standing hip hinge with your arms overhead. And for my seated athletes, you're leaning forward and sitting back up, trying to keep pelvis and spine neutral the whole time. There we go. Inhale forward and exhale up. Inhale forward and exhale up. Arms will stay overhead, back stays flat as you lean forward and as you come back up. Yeah. The key here is only to go as low as you can where you know that back is staying flat. Just do 2 more. And 1 more. Awesome. Go ahead and set the arms down. Just find a few shoulder circle rolls. Inhale to shrug the shoulders up, and exhale to circle down and around. Remember, it's good to keep the shoulders and the shoulder blades moving in every direction so that we can maintain that shoulder health and not lose any range. For example, reaching overhead, that's usually one of the first areas that is either hard to obtain or hard to hold on to with injuries, shoulder injuries, really any injuries. And then as folks age. Okay, last circle, and then back to the start. I'm gonna have you grab, oh, go ahead. Did someone say something? No, am I making things up? Yeah, okay. Okay, go ahead and grab just one pencil to start. I'm just gonna move into the camera. I'm just gonna have you do just a few of these. We're not gonna spend too much time on this today, of your pencil push-ups. So if you know how to do that, go for it. For standing athletes, either come to a stand or you have the option to find a single leg balance or find what I call a tightrope balance, where you've got one foot in front of the other. So you're doing this as you're trying to keep your balance of some sort. Okay. For my seated athletes, staying seated and doing this, I've talked to some of you about closing one eye off with one hand while you move the pencil in. So you're quote unquote, I don't like to use the word weaker, but kind of your sleepier or weaker eye is just doing the pencil push up. One more challenge, and then I'll get to my folks that are blind or visually impaired. One more challenge is you can start to move your head all around to the side, excuse me, down, looking, rotating as you're doing the pencil push-ups. Or you can move your body if moving the neck is kind of hard. And for folks that are blind or visually impaired, I'm going to bring you right into some vestibular work here. So you're going to cross the arms over the chest and moving from just the upper body, so just kind of from your chest and up, I want you to circle your upper body around. So again, as if your head, the crown of your head, we're drawing a big circle on the ceiling. Remember, the quicker you go, let your eyes go with you. The quicker you go, the harder this will be. Yeah, so you're maybe doing 3 to 8 circles in each direction. For the people that are doing pencil push-ups, maybe you are either switching legs if you're doing balancing work, or you're switching eyes if you're doing single eye work, or you're starting to move your head. Okay, so you've got a bunch of variations there, and I'm just watching people. Yeah. That looks good. All right, maybe just a couple more reps, and then go ahead and relax. Okay, I'll bring everybody back to the center at some point, so feel free to put the pencil down. Okay, and then hands are gonna come out at your side. Actually, you know what? Hang on. I'm not gonna use your hands quite yet. I'm gonna have you look straight forward. So this can either be at something on the wall in front of you or part of your computer. For folks that are standing, I want you to stay standing, and you're gonna do this in a balanced position again. So either finding a single leg or walking the tightrope. So you're looking at something ahead of you. You're going to keep your eyes fixed on that object, and you're going to shake your head left to right as quick as you can without losing focus of the object that you're focusing on. If it's easier for you to hold a pencil out, then you can do that too. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, do that same movement with your head or your torso if you need to do it from your torso. And you're going as quick as you can, keeping your eyes focused straight ahead. So eyes focused straight ahead. Yeah, I see some people's eyes going everywhere. There we go, there we go. There we go, there we go. Yeah, and then Lori, try doing more of a rotation now. So instead of a head tilt, try just turning your head, like almost as if you were shaking your head no, like you were saying no to somebody. There you go, there you go, there you go. Okay, now everyone pause. Same thing, but now moving your head up and down like you're nodding your head yes, like you're really exaggerating that yes nod, or you're rocking out to a concert. Okay, if you're balancing on a leg or you're doing a split stance, switch your feet to do your head up and down. Just doing a few more of those. This is big time working your vestibular system. So if you find you get dizzy or nauseous, back off. and relax. Awesome. Nice work, everybody. Let's just take a slow, heavy roll down to the ground, seated or standing. Rolling all the way down. Just pause at the bottom for a couple of seconds. Find the breath into the back of your ribs. And then on your next exhale, slowly roll yourself back up. Okay, and we're going to work a little bit on brain speed and coordination here. So if it's comfortable for you to have, just to start, to have your arms out at your side at shoulder height, do this. If that's going to be a little bit too much for your shoulders, your arms could be bent into your side. Okay, so but if you can hold this T position with your arms, we'll do that. I want you to, so making a fist, if you're able to, otherwise fingers can relax. You're going to start to draw a circle with your fist. Drawing that circle in the same direction for both fists. And I want you to keep that circle going with your wrists as you move your arms anywhere around your body. Okay, freedom to explore here. Your arms can go down, they can rotate, they can go above you, they can go down to the floor. But whatever you're doing, keep that wrist circle going. And now I want you to switch the direction of that wrist circle. Okay, so this is really more for the brain here. If standing athletes want to take a different take on this, you can do either seated or standing. You can do ankle circles instead of wrist circles. Moving that leg around you, you can hold on to a counter, or you can sit and you can move the ankles as the legs move. You can also be down on the ground. Yeah, just want to give you different options here if you want to get a little bit more lower body in. Okay, so now keep going if you're doing ankles or wrists, but now turn one wrist in one direction while the other wrist goes in the other direction.
Okay.
Okay, and keep moving your arms around your body. There we go, there we go. Yeah, and now switch the directions of your wrists. So remember, they're going in, oh, I was doing this wrong. They're going in opposite directions of each other as your arms are moving around your body. The arm movement, I find, makes it quite challenging. I think I could do it if my arms were still, but this makes it a bit harder. Okay, good. Go ahead and shake the arms out. You can let the breath go. All right, we're going to give ourselves a big hug and just holding that there. And then just start to find, this is going to be a slow circle. We're not trying to work the vestibular system here, but just finding a slow circle, moving your chest and your spine in a circle. So you're not rolling all the way down, just remember about halfway. Exhale down and inhale to lift. Nice and slow and easy. Maybe trying to find your breath into that area right in between your shoulder blades. Just kind of letting the body settle back down. And then switch directions. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Good. Coming all the way back to the center. We can either have hands on the lap or hands out to your side, making the letter T. And then just finding a rib translation from side to side. So remember, for this one, seated or standing, your hips stay still and your ribs glide to the left and then glide to the right, so that your shoulders and your ribs stay parallel to the floor. This is the one I always like to imagine, like I'm a piece of kelp, maybe floating on the bottom of a sea floor. And then as you start to do this, can you start to lift the opposite butt cheek? So as I lean to the left, can I lift my right butt cheek off of my chair, or can I think about it? And then as I shift to my right, can I lift my left butt cheek off of the chair or think about it? So pretending like you just sat in gum under one butt cheek and then under the other butt cheek. If you're standing, you're just going to start to find a single leg balance. If that is safe for you to do so, you can always find your tightrope walking too. Single balance to each side. You can also add a heel raise if you want to make that a little harder. If you have a weaker side of your lower back, you can do an extra few where you're trying to shorten that side. So if my left side is my sleepier side, I might do an extra few leaning to my right to shorten my left waist. Yeah. Otherwise, you can stay with both sides. Good. And then back to the center. Great. Okay, we'll settle everything back onto the floor, seated or standing. Let's just end with just a few more shoulder circle rolls, shrugging up and down. Starting to find your breath again, bringing your breath back to nasal breathing if it isn't already. Just do one more circle. And then we'll close the eyes. And just noticing how your body might be feeling differently from the beginning of class. Noticing what is holding the weight of your body, whether that's the floor, the bottom of a chair, the back of a chair. Can you feel that around you or underneath you? Go ahead and think of one thing you're grateful for today. We'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining today, everybody. Just a big shout out to Move United that is continuing to sponsor these classes. And oh, wow, gosh, I feel so silly. I did not know this. Today is International Day of Persons with Disabilities. So happy day. BORP is hosting a special Roomba with Tina today at 5 p.m. Cynthia, this just shows I've been down and out for the past few days. Cynthia just posted that link down into the chat box. So that is today at 5 p.m. Roomba with Tina in honor of International Day of Persons with Disabilities. And you can register at that link posted below. Also, one more thing before I forget, and then Cynthia, you can jump in if there's anything I'm missing. I emailed with a woman at Move United for the fitness kits, and they just sent out, or not just, that was maybe a week ago where we emailed, regardless, about a week ago, they sent out that second shipment that I was referring to.
I got one.
You got one, awesome.
Yeah, it just came the other day and I opened it up last night.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, so I'm really hoping folks will get that. This also depends on when you registered, if you're gonna be in the second shipment or the third shipment. So I think if you registered kind of in that middle period, then you should be getting your box, or you already have. And if you registered in the third period, you might be waiting a little bit longer.
Oh,
Yeah, have you not gotten yours?
no.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so you still might, and I don't know exactly when the timelines were working, but yeah, it sounds like we did have some folks who got theirs, so that's better than nothing.
Excuse me, Rachel, I
yeah.
don't know what you are
explain to me?
Yes. So the Move United Fitness Kit is Move United is a nonprofit organization, and they are providing, over the past few months, they've been providing free fitness kits for folks with disabilities that are taking their classes, especially the classes that they're sponsoring. And there's a form online that you can go and just fill out your name and your address, and they send you this kit. The kit has like a red rubber ball about 2 times the size of my head. They have they used to were doing it with just 1 TheraBand. I think that they're doing 2 TheraBands now of different resistances. Julie, is that right?
It's 2.
It's 2. Great, great. That's good to hear. Yeah, I gave them some feedback because their first resistance band was very, very
I
challenging.
would be interested, but can anybody send that form to me?
Yeah. So, Alina, can you see the chat box? So in the lower right-hand corner, Cynthia just posted the link to register for that.
I don't have chat box.
Okay, maybe we can email that to you.
Okay,
Well,
good.
yeah, in the next email that we send out every week, I'll make sure Sarah Dawn includes the link again.
Great.
People.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Anyway, sorry. So yes, it's just a fitness kit, and feel free to fill out that form, and they are still sending boxes. So we'll see who continues to receive it. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming. Anything, Cynthia? Did I miss anything?
Thank you so
No,
much.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
For you
Thank
and-
you, Rachel. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Rachel.
thank
Still
you.
there. Bye.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, a lot of voices, but yes, thank you, everybody. Just making sure I didn't miss any questions. Have a great.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks. Bye.
Can I say something
Bye.
real quick, Rachel?
Yeah, Lori, go for it.
In 2 weeks, I'm having knee surgery, the 22nd of December.
Awesome.
So, probably that Thursday, the 17th will be my last Thursday with you guys for a while.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the heads up. That's good to
Here's
know.
my lunch.
We'll-
It's tacos.
We'll be sending you good thoughts.
Thank you. And then I will be going to stay with a friend for a couple of days after I get out of the hospital I can have somebody keep an eye on me, for the first couple of days. And, and at least I won't be alone for Christmas, and I will get to be with Lego. Even if I'm out of it, I'll still have them with me.
Good. Oh, so good.
Yeah, so
Good
a
luck with
lot to do.
everything.
Got a lot to do.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so we'll still see you for a couple more times. But
Right. A couple more
Yeah.
times.
yeah, but hey, congrats. That's really
Thank you.
that's
Thank
great
you.
news.
Yeah. Good luck with everything, Lori, the Cynthia.
Thank you.
Yeah. It'll be great to get your dog back. I'm sure you're
Oh
excited.
God, yes. I only get to see him once a week, and it's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough, so
definitely.
if I can have him
have a
home full
first
time,
dog.
I'll be very happy.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be wonderful.
You guys have a good one.
All
Okay.
right,
All right.
you
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much.
Sure. Yeah, there was a miscommunication with, I guess, Elaine. So anyway, yeah, I texted with Sarah Dawn. We're all good.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'll see you soon.